Hi and good morning, beautiful Sagittarians. Welcome back, everybody. Let's get straight to your read. Sagittarius, I just want to remind everybody, these readings, somebody put in the comment yesterday that I should be trying to help Sagittarius heal, that I should be coming from a place, from a healed energy. Now, seriously, guys, I wouldn't be doing these readings had I not come from a healed space. And if these readings are triggering to anyone, feeling like it's keeping you trauma bonded to someone else, you've missed the entire point of the healing section. If it triggers you to hear about your past, you're not in a healed space. And it definitely is not keeping anybody in a trauma bonded situation. Some people take longer to heal than others. Now, you know what? That's all I'm going to say about the subject. So don't come on here and go, it's keeping Sagittarius in a trauma bond. No, it's keeping you in a trauma bond. So speak for yourself. It's not keeping Sagittarius in no trauma bond. Sagittarius likes to have the information, or it wouldn't be coming out in the read to begin with. And it, by the way, is not me who heals people. It's your own energy that heals. I don't heal people, okay? I reveal the messages from the universe because the universe knows how to heal people. I just deliver the messages that the universe wants you to know. So somebody needs to get that clear. It's happened before, guys. So I thought they would get the hint by removing the comment. So if it happens again, I'm going to block you. Now, everybody heals on their own journey. And obviously, Spirit would not do that had every Sagittarius come from a healed space. But even the Sagittarians that are completely healed from their past can listen to these messages and it does not affect them. So if it's affecting you, then it is you who has the issue, not the Sagittarius collective. And certainly not me. So let's go, Sagittarius. That being said, this is the goddess of dreams, vision, intuition, and receptivity. Soul expression. This is you. Okay, so this is, I knew it was going to touch on this, Sagittarius. Beneath the surface, there is something still lurking. There is something. You cannot heal by burying things deep down inside and focusing only on the future. For crying out loud, we are human beings. And just because these are like repressing things. So why don't you let Sagittarius get this out of their system? And quite honestly, Sag is creating something new for their life. But there are still things that lay beneath the surface, and there always will be. I don't know, why do people think, Sagittarius, that if you've been hurt at some point in your life, that all of a sudden, over time, that you are going to be completely healed? Some people are forever changed by their experience, which is why it occurred in the first place. Will you ever be the same? No, because you're not meant to be the same as what you were. You are meant to learn from these experiences, and it'll always be somewhere there. I'm sorry, it does not mean you're not healed because you can talk about the past or recollect about the past. That does not mean you're not healed. These hurts have changed you forever. You will never be the same version of yourself as what you once were. You will be different. That's like a repressed memory. Like if you push it down, that's not how to heal. I disagree, guys. I'm sorry. Just because you submerge it and push it down and push it down and pretend it didn't exist and call that a trauma bond if you talk about it. No, it's by talking about it that you actually heal. Otherwise, it will resurface at a later time in your life. I'm sorry. Take as long as you need. The healing journey is not set up here for like other people's convenience. You heal when you're ready to heal. Will you ever be the same? No, you're not intended to be the same. You're intended to evolve from that situation. And it will. Every experience teaches you something new, including the painful ones. But to repress it and push it down, pretending it doesn't exist, is not a form of healing. It just resurfaces at a later time in your life. So it is better to deal with those triggers. Better to deal. What better? That is the healing that Spirit is trying to do. I'm not going to repress Spirit's messages to accommodate one person. It is not happening for the higher good of the collective. Not going to happen. It is about letting go and moving on, but it will always be there somewhere as a reminder. You know, it's like a child, okay? Now you can tell a child, you know, that stove is hot. Don't touch that stove. But once they burn themselves on that stove, they're always going to remember that pain forever. Their whole life, they're going to remember that pain, that hurt. Do not do that. And we're no different. I don't know, people throw a terminology around, just they're forgetting the logistics of it, the logic of it. Spirit will allow hurts into your life as lessons. Hey, that hurts, don't do that. It's that simple. And if that triggers people, I'm very sorry, but that's part of the healing. There will always be something inside you. I mean, my God. The force of love in creation is with you. The presence of the divine can be the one that heals. I'm no healer, okay? I can deliver the messages of healing. I don't have the power to heal people. I have the power to heal myself. I have the power through the divine to heal myself, same as every single person who watches these readings have that power to heal themselves. Does that mean you never remember? No. Because that was the lesson that you were supposed to have learned. You will always remember that pain. You will always remember that suffering. It just won't hurt as much. You know what I'm saying? It will get further and further from you. Like, it's not going to be daily, you know, and then it gets every week, and then every 2 weeks, and then every 3 weeks. It's a process of grieving. It is a process of healing, and everybody does that on their own time. So if talking about the past triggers anyone, that's probably why it's coming out, to trigger that healing. So Although you are sitting here, Sagittarius, very receptive to the universe, very a visionary and focused on your visions and new life and new growth, and you're moving on and freed yourself and you're letting go, there is still always going to be something that lingers beneath the surface, whether anybody likes that or not. The force of love and creation is here. This is so that you go to the divine, so that you take that issue to the divine, so that you go to the divine for that healing. And I can assure you that by talking about the past should not trigger anybody unless there is something that is left unhealed. Will you just have a complete 100% memory lapse that something never existed when it did? That defeats the purpose of going through that lesson. You will always remember. It just won't hurt as much. A scar is a scar. It heals, but it's still left a scar. Okay? So to think otherwise, you're setting yourself up for failure. You could go 20 years and something will still be hurtful when you look back at it. It does not mean that you haven't healed. It simply means that that has left a scar on your life. And no, it doesn't disappear. No, it doesn't. That'd be like saying, I've had a loss of a son. Will I forget my son? No. Will it still hurt me? Yes. It just isn't going to be as painful as when it originally happened. That's foolish to even think that. That's like an absentee thing that didn't occur in your life. It occurred in your life. And denial isn't doing anything but pushing something further down. It will always exist. And it's impossible to think that it wouldn't. It doesn't make common sense to think that, you never, it's like denying you ever experienced it when you did. So do not feel guilty, and do not allow others to make you feel guilty for remembering certain things. That's human. We're here as human beings. We could be earth beings, but we still are having a human experience. And this is part of the human experience. Don't let other people guilt you. Oh, you're in a trauma bond. Everybody's got labels for everything. You're not in a trauma bond unless you want to be in a trauma bond. But by speaking about the past, it's part of your present and it's part of your future. It is a reminder. If you were to forget that, no doubt you would do it again. Just saying. The 4 elements are here. The ancestors are here. So these are thought vibrations, resonant choices, and signature signals. Our brains. Look, you cannot eliminate unless you get hypnotized or something like that. I don't know. How do you ever forget? I can remember my childhood, for heaven's sakes. I can remember good situations, but the bad ones also exist because our minds are intricate. Our minds are designed and built to have memories. Sorry. And those things can come back and save your ass in your future. So it's impossible to think you can eliminate your past. It cannot happen. It's part of who you are. It's part of your makeup. It's part of your DNA. It's part of you. Why do people view pain or grieving as such a trauma bond? I don't understand that. If it doesn't make logical sense, it's because it doesn't make logical sense. You cannot forget your past. It exists. And to deny it would be to deny yourself of a lot of learning and a lot of good experiences and painful ones at the same time. It's part of who we are. I'm sorry, I disagree with that, because it is those things that help us to help others. We can relate to others going through their grieving and relate to others going through their experiences. It's called empathy. It's called sympathy. It's called compassion. And if you had never experienced those pains, you could not assist others. How would you relate? I'm sorry. The ancestors are here. We have specific purposes. We have specific connections in our lives to help us to learn these lessons, to help us to heal. I am not a healer, but He that works through me can have the power to heal. I have the power to heal myself as you have the power to heal yourself. Yes. So does that mean that that never existed? That pain? That wound? No. Hell no. Our brains are intricate. Our brains are very intricate. Like, I remember getting a scar on top of my head when I was a kid. I was playing ball with this big kid, and their front teeth went right through my head. Now I'm like 55 years later, can still feel that scar from time to time. And it will remind me, oh yeah, I had that accident, or I had that. It comes back to you. Does it hurt? No. But your bodies remember that hurt. Your brain remembers that hurt because it existed. That's why. It's often when, for example, you hear stories all the time. People who lose limbs, they still feel that they have an arm or a leg because your brain remembers that you had that arm or that leg. You cannot change the chemistry of your brain. So do not allow other people to tell you, oh, you're in a trauma bond because you talk about this or you remember the past. You're not no freaking trauma bond. Okay? You're healing from a painful experience. Period. You're creating a new life. It doesn't mean you're holding on to any past trauma. You're taking your freedom, you're moving on, you're building a new life for yourself, but from time to time you will have a thought, vibration, recalling past wounds, and that's okay. That's like denying something ever happened. That's the worst thing you can do, deny something happened, push it down, and it becomes a repressed memory. Now you're in big trouble. It's better to talk about it. It's better to remind yourself of you don't have control of it, to be quite real. Once it's in your brain as a memory, that's where it'll be. It just won't hurt. You know what I mean? As much as when it originally happened. And day by day you get stronger and it becomes less frequent, but it still exists because it's part of who you are. Don't let people guilt trip you or pain you into, why do you talk about that? Why? Because it's coming out in the reads, that's why. So Spirit's bringing it forth for that reason. To bring it into the light so that it can be healed. Not to repress it, bury it down, because someone says you should. Everybody heals differently and at different time frames. Now, if the top scientists can't even figure that out, they cannot even figure that out. There is no set time as when a person should heal. Don't be guilted into thinking it's a trauma bond. It is no trauma bond unless you're holding on to it. Holding on to it cannot move forward at all. Then you might need to get special help to get over something. But for the majority of people, it will always exist. It just won't hurt as bad as what it originally did. So, as long as you are in complete alignment and acknowledge these things and understand these things in a way that makes common sense to your mind, to your heart, it's irrelevant what other people think. As long as you are in alignment, in your time, in your power, I mean, the ancestors are here. Our minds are really receptive to positive things, to negative things, to mundane things, or in between things. They are all part of our makeup. We aren't just this flesh and blood material. We are full of molecules. We have memories. And then, like I said, unless you want to go get hypnotized, I don't know how frequent you would have to do it, and repress memories to forget them, they will exist. You're not crazy. You're not abnormal. You're not confused. You're not in a trauma bond. You're healing from one, or healing from a painful experience. Do not beat yourself up. You'll do it in your time and no one else's. And forgive yourself for just, I cannot explain it. It is what it is. The ancestors speak through me. You see me shuffle the cards. What comes out is what is meant to come out for whoever needs to hear it. If it's not your message, then it's not your message. Let's go. And a large reason why, this is the reason why. Right there is the answer. The reason why a lot of these energies keep coming out, the past keeps coming out in the reads, is because this person is still thinking about you. This person's mind is focused in on you. That's part of the healing process as well. This person finds you incomparable. So their thoughts are always about you. They may talk to the elements about you. They may talk to the ancestors about you, which is why these energies keep showing up in Sagittarian reads, and not just Sag, but the collective in general. Just because you're not part of this person's life anymore does not mean they do not think about you. Pray to the ancestors about you. Talk to their ancestors about you. Wish and for wishing for you, which is why it comes out in tarot. Otherwise, people should not watch tarot because it's going to come out. For real. I don't control the energies. When you're doing divination using tarot cards, you're tapping into not just Sag energy, but the messages that other realms want you to know. So if it comes out, that's why. They love you. And energy is fluid. When someone is continually thinking about you, it's going to come into the read. I'm sorry. They can't move on. No matter how hard they try, they cannot move on. They drink as a form of escapism. Because this person still lives in regret. I regret walking away. I wish I knew then what I know now. So if this person is sitting in regret, it's their energy that I'm picking up on. And quite honestly, I can't do anything about it. That's what wants to be presented. For whatever reason, Spirit wants Sagittarius to know that. That's their reasons. Let them have it. This person sits and dwells and they think in regret. And they find you incomparable. And they cannot move on no matter how hard they try. And sometimes Sagittarius is sitting there. I cannot move on no matter how hard I try, because this person keeps pulling at your energy. Cannot escape. It doesn't matter how far I run, my heart always runs back to you. They're attached to you. Okay? They are. They don't want you to lose hope. I cannot control that. I just read the cards. In a sense, that may also help Sagittarius heal. Knowing that this person is in regret, regrets how they treated you. That is also a form of healing, in the sense that, okay, they actually cared, but they messed up, or whatever the reason the case may be. I cannot control what comes out in the read. They want one last chance, that's why. But they don't feel it's the right time. Because this person sits. So I told you, I never meant to hurt you. It was unintentional. I'm not who you think I am. This person was indecisive. They thought we have too many differences. Practice forgiveness, because this person keeps doing things to trigger your feelings, to trigger you, to see if you still care about them. Even energetically, even if you're not talking to this person. So actually that should give a little incentive to Sag to say you're not the only person that hasn't healed or fully healed. This person's been triggering you, pulling on your energy, hoping for one last chance, trying to connect with you on a telepathic level, an energetic level, by things like I said. They could be thinking a lot, and it's their vibrations why they keep coming out in the reads, because that is quite honestly how they feel. And I can't control how people feel. If I could control how people feel, oh my God. I have no control over that. You can practice forgiveness. You can practice it. It's like, even when, that's like forgiving yourself for whatever hurts you've gone through, allowing yourself to go through something very painful. Even forgiveness is for self. Okay? There'll always be a part of you that cares for this person, or you wouldn't have cared for them at all. There'll always be a portion of you who does care. You're human, man. You're empathic. And that's what makes you incomparable. So do you change your makeup, your DNA as to who you are? No. That's what makes you unforgettable. That is what makes you incomparable, is the fact that you are so empathic, that you are so forgiving. And many of you are empaths. You're going to pull on their energy whether you know it or not. And this person kept confusing you. What can I say? Up late at night, saying I love you. I love you more than I have ever found a way to say to you. Thoughts of you keep me up at night. Even if I fall asleep, I dream of you. And then you wonder why they're coming out in the read. They're coming out in the read because they're still in love with Sagittarius. End of story. I cannot control that. And I'm not keeping anybody in a trauma bond. Everyone has free will to decide what they do with that energy. But I have to say that practicing forgiveness, practice forgiveness for self, not for others. Forgiveness is for self. And maybe this person cannot forgive themselves. Don't know. But their energy takes over the reads. I start out asking for Sagittarius energy, which spirit was gracious to deliver that message. You're starting a new creation. You have freed yourself and you have moved on. That does not mean you don't think about this person from time to time. You would be inhuman if you didn't. Because it's like I said, denying yourself of an experience that actually was real in your life. It happened. Accept it. It happened. You fell in love with this person. They fell in love with you. And just because you're not together does not mean this person does not think about you, because it's clearly obvious that they do. You have an invisible force to you, an intangible quality impossible to describe, very alluring in a non-obvious way, keeping them puzzled and curious to know more about you. It says you're a humanitarian. You're a voice for the voiceless to create and reform and change. Rely on the divine to guide you and protect you from harm's way. Period. Whoa, there was another one there. A starseed. That's what I'm said. You're a traveling soul from another planet who incarnated on this earth to inspire and to help heal human beings and to participate in the planet's evolution. And a lot of times tarot, I can give the information through the divine. I myself do not have the power to heal people, but I am going to tell you that whatever experience that you have experienced, it is for a higher calling. You are empaths. You are starseeds. Many of you are humanitarians, which is why you care deeply about human beings. You will not change that DNA in yourself. I mean, if you're an empath, you're an empath. If you're a starseed, you're a starseed. And no matter how much you don't want to care, you care. Period. Relationships. You have a talent for mentoring or counseling relationships, having the ability to guide others to their own path to love because of your own experiences in love. My hurts, my pains of my life is exactly what has helped many people to find their path to healing. You're now experienced at painful lessons, at good experiences, painful experiences, which makes you great mentors to help others to heal as well. And any great healer or anybody who has starseed quality or empathy knows that. You heal on your own time, divine timing, with the help of the divine, which that's why these messages come out in all reads. Otherwise, why go to tarot? Because you want to know. It is part of the healing journey. Forgive yourself. You should not feel ashamed to know about your past. You should not feel ashamed. You went through a painful experience and you can take those experiences to help others to heal. So that's why we talk about it, to help people heal on their journey. Oh my God. Your serene presence make you otherworldly, with the ability to feel your physical sensations as they're very heightened, trapping those around you in your rapture. You cannot help it. I'm just saying, you can't help who you are. If the past can't get over you, they can't get over you. It is what it is. There's nothing I can do about that. It's so for learning. It's for education. It's for whatever reasons. How should I know what those reasons are other than what I've already stated? Like, you guys use your situations to help others to heal, which is what I am doing. Like I said, I remember when I started this channel 2.5 years ago, I believe, or more, that Sagittarius, there was some painful readings. In 2 years, you have transformed into like moving on, healing, getting new jobs, starting new relationships. Do you still remember your past person? Of course you do. You're a starseed. You're an empath. Relationships. Communication. One last chance. Sagittarius. Can they help it? They feel they can't move on. I'm sorry. They feel that they cannot move on. You have freed yourself. You are moving on. You understand the truth. The truth was revealed to you about this sneaky ass energy, but they actually ran from you. Why? Why did this person run from Sag? Why? Is it because they didn't love you? No. I think the thought of you scared the ass off this person. I do. I don't think they've ever experienced anything like you. They love you. No one has ever offered this person the love that you offered. This is learning, teaching, humanitarianism. You care for human beings unconditionally. You care because you were sent here to do this. That'd be like taking... You incarnated to have a human experience. This is part of a human experience. Why would you want to eliminate that lesson? That is the lesson you came to learn. You are a humanitarian. You love deeply, unconditionally. Anything else is not familiar to you. That's what star beings do. I mean, that's what they do. They're empaths. You have moved on. Okay? You freed yourself and you have moved on. You've taken your power back and are headed to something very stable. So, can I help that this person is in your read? No, that'd be ridiculous. Why? Because they're under heavy judgment. That's why. You're earth beings. I'm telling you, you're not from here. You're out of this world. You're not from this world. You're incarnated here to learn these lessons. And that's the way it is. So if this person has thoughts of Sagittarius and is sending out that thought, you're picking up on their energy, you're picking up on their thoughts, which is why you still think about this person. Just saying. You think about this person because they are thinking of you. They try to fight it, but they can't even sleep at night. I'm telling you. This person hurt you, but they hurt themselves, and they are in regret of hurting you. They regret hurting you. Does that mean that Sagittarius is not healed? Sagittarius is moving on, has freed themselves, is building a solid foundation. This person is still hurting because they live in regret. They're angry, frustrated, and they are jealous with their choice. Third party, maybe family, feeling foolish because they ditched an earth angel. Sorry. Justice will be served. Look at Sagittarius. That's someone confident. Sag is healing. Some of you have healed completely. It doesn't mean you still don't recall this person. I mean, they're part of your lesson. You're never going to forget them any more than they're ever going to forget you. It's not very often you come across an earth angel. Okay? Just saying. And when you come across an earth angel, you will never forget them. And now they're sorry for choosing this other lover. They're missing you. They feel trapped, confined. You got away, Sagittarius. Okay? They're undergoing karma, which is why they're feeling depressed. Why they're feeling hurt? Because they get to see you win. Look, so who's the one who's hurt the most? The one who's healing from the hurt, or the one that did the hurting? They hurt tenfold. They hurt you, Sagittarius, but they're hurting tenfold. Why? Because that's their karma. Like I said, it's not every day you run across an earth being, an earth angel, an earth warrior who is sent here to teach, obviously, this person a lesson as well as learn one. And now, with all this information, you now have the power to help others through their relationships. Period. Because you're a humanitarian. You care deeply. You're an empath. Come on now. I told you, you're an empath. You're a wise leader. And with the information that you have, you can very much assist people with their healing journey. And that's what you're doing. So why would you want to eliminate the past? There's no freaking trauma bond here. This is no trauma bond. You weren't put on this earth to have a bond with somebody in trauma. You were to take that lesson and to heal from it, to help others to heal from their relationship problems. I'm telling you, it's not a trauma bond. It's not. It's because you're an empath. It's because you care deeply about human beings. Because where you come from, they don't live that way. Which is why it's a real shocker to you when you get burnt like this, because you weren't expecting it. They're not on your level. They denied themselves the chance to heal. You were sent here to help them heal. You have moved on, Sagittarius, but this person still thinks about you. Look, they're still in love with you. Although this person too is also an empath and cares about humanity, they denied themselves of their own gifts. So what can you do? Stop this person from thinking about you? No, they think about you, and I can't control that. I told you. They can't even sleep at night. And when they sleep, they dream of you. Because you're incomparable. How is that keeping Sag in a trauma bond? You're incomparable. And it's not just this person. Okay? It's anybody who Sagittarius runs across. They don't have to be lovers. Alright? They don't. They can be co-workers. They can be family members, friends, neighbors. Wherever Sagittarius goes, you're going to encounter this crap. You could be in the middle of the jungle, the middle of the forest, and somebody will come to you for some kind of input in their relationship or need some kind of assistance. It's because you're not from here. When you come across energies like this, Empress, High Priestesses, when you come across these types of energies, you have a lasting impression on people. You make a lasting impression on people. You can call it whatever you want to call it, but it is not a trauma bond. It's not. It's because you're a humanitarian. It's because you're an empath. It's because you're a seer. It's because you're a visionary. It's because you're gods and goddesses brought here to this earth to experience a human experience. You can't tell God, now I don't want to have that feeling anymore. You're going to feel. You're human. You will feel. Even if you're a starseed or an empath or a high priestess, you feel. That's why they watch you. And they see you get a lot of respect, and they see you get a lot of attention. That's why you attract haters. I'm sorry. It's the truth. This person would like one more chance with you. They don't want others to want you because you are this person's wish fulfillment. Okay? And they would be very happy if you accepted their offer. They simply cannot move on. They hold on to your energy. They still hold on to your energy, your thoughts. They think of you. That's why they're coming out in the read, and I cannot control that. Doesn't mean Sagittarius has to be with this person, has to be in any bond with this person. You are here to learn a lesson, and you did. Doesn't mean you're stuck there. Sagittarius ain't stuck anywhere. Sagittarius is free to love again, free to have another experience if that's so what they choose. But to deny the past is to deny the lesson. And I'm sorry, that's not part of the deal here with spirit. So whoever wishes that I do not want to talk about the past, then you need to find another reader, because it's all part of the lesson. It's not regular folk here. I'm not reading for just regular folk. I'm reading for empaths. I'm reading for starseeds. And anyone who is a starseed or an empath would know that. It's all part of the lesson. It's no trauma bond, because Sagittarius is free and has moved on. There are resonant choices and signature signals, and you more than likely will cross paths with another relationship that Spirit has aligned for you. But you have definitely learned so very much from this past lesson that you have learned that you will know the differences. Something that is aligned for you. This person, it was destined you cross paths with this person. It was destined. So why would you want to forget what was destined for you? I don't get it. This person will always be a part of your life. I don't care who they are. They're part of your past. They're part of your experience. They're part of your lesson. You will always remember them. Does it mean your world stops living? No. You will cross paths with another person you're supposed to encounter. It'll be set up for you, aligned for you. In this lifetime, you were given the opportunity to fully explore your options to prepare you for the next life. As a result, you may experience many new adventures. But they were real. They existed. You cannot deny it. It's not stopping you. from meeting new people because it'll be aligned for you. You will cross paths. Take care.